Hi, friends and family. Welcome to my living room. This is week 4 of the confinement. I wonder if I'm going to keep teaching at home until the end of the year, question mark. We will find out more after Easter. Today's a special video. Well, I could say that every week is a special video, but because of the confinement and the lockdown situation, I have decided to produce more video content. And I'm happy to report that I'm also going to create a YouTube channel. I've decided since the longest time to report about my life in Chicago, not so much about what I eat or what I do at every minute of the day because my life is not that exciting. But I want to produce content that are meaningful and inspiring for all of you guys out there. So I'm using the confinement as a triggering point to basically highlight special people who are dear to my heart, but also are meaningful in the community. How to make the best out of this crazy situation around the world. So starting next week, I will interview my dear friend Stephanie, who is a yoga and mindful teacher, and she's going to tell us about some healthy tips to stay sane and positive and deal with anxiety of that new normality. But today, my video is going to be a fun one. It's going to be lighthearted and entertaining. I've talked so far about what it means to teach at home, about school boundaries and school values, and last week I talked about standards. Today, I want to make it a little bit more fun and maybe more cultural too. We're going to be talking about slang and French expressions. So I'm going to share with you guys my favorite idioms. And idioms are linked to culture. When you talk about slang, you're talking about expressions that you're not going to learn in a textbook. It's not something that your French teacher is going to give you in a quiz. Those are usually spoken expressions that you're going to hear on the street with your friends by living in a country for a very long time. I'm going to share my screen. And today we're going to talk about my favorite slang expressions. Ça roule ma poule. It's one that is pretty common, everybody knows. Literally, it means it rolls my chick, hence the picture. Literally, what does it mean? What's the connection with the chick? The chick is the girl. The girl is your friend. Hey, tonight, do you want to go see a movie? Ça roule ma poule. Are you free this Sunday to go get some brunch? Ça roule ma poule. It rolls my chick. You can also use it for a male friend if you're very close, and it's a little playful to use with an opposite sex. You could totally do it. But this shows a great mastery of cultural slang. You're not going to use it with your boss. You're not going to use it with somebody you just met on the street because it shows a degree of familiarity with your friends, with a special someone, with your family. Hey, do you want to go to the restaurant tonight? Ça roule ma poule. Usually it's to show that you want to do something with that person, so it shows a great deal of connection. Au taquet. Au taquet is one that I didn't really grow up using. For some reason, I feel that this is an expression that came right after I moved to the US, but I hear a lot of people say, hey, au taquet. And au taquet literally cannot really translate it. Taquet means that expression means to give your full potential. So for instance, I'll say, hey, did you work on your project? Yeah, je suis au taquet. Au taquet means I'm going to give my maximum, my full potential. Did you run the 5K yesterday? Wow, j'étais au taquet. Au taquet, you can see that you have a potential and you're going to just push it all the way. Au taquet is one of those expressions that you cannot use it other than by talking. It's not something that you're going to write in the email. It's just something that is very playful, that you're going to say with your friends. Again, it's a great deal of familiarity. You're not going to really say that at a job interview. Do you want the job? You're not going to say, oh yeah, I want that job, au taquet. It's something that is very spoken. I would say very familiar, another idiom. Tu m'étonnes. Tu m'étonnes is something that is very slang too. It's a question mark without being a rhetoric question. It's bizarre how you use it. Somebody's going to tell you something almost surprising, and you're going to answer that, wow, tu m'étonnes. Tu m'étonnes, it's almost the equivalent of no way, and how is that possible? Tu m'étonnes literally means Tu m'étonnes is to be surprised. Are you surprising me? Are you kidding me? So you'll go and see something that is unbelievable, and you're going to report it to your friend. Ah ouais, c'est vrai, tu m'étonnes. It's almost on a sarcastic kind of way. No way, I don't believe you. We're going to use that expression usually at the end of a sentence. Somebody will say something that is very hard to believe. You're going to say, oh, ouais, tu m'étonnes. But it's also a way to validate that statement. Instead of saying, oh, yeah, that's right, that's true, you're going to say, wow, tu m'étonnes. Because the statement itself is so hard to believe that it's almost surprising that it can be true. So again, tu m'étonnes by itself means nothing. You're not going to be able to really make sense on its own, but it totally makes sense when you use it in that context. Bof, B-O-F. It's a very strange slang too, because you're not going to find it written in a book. It's not going to be in a high school textbook. I actually taught my fourth graders to say bof, and since then they use it all the time, which is not always good because it's too slang. Bof would be the equivalent of a so-so, ma, blah. It's something kind of on the fence. You can say it's really good, but you can say it's really bad. How did you like the movie last night? Bof. How do you like the new restaurant? Bof. It's almost like that, ma, blah. You can say it's good, but it's not really that bad either. So you just want to stay on that middle point that is bof. Bof is really a sense of almost, you're not that excited, but you're not to the point that it's a tremendous disappointment. It's kind of in the middle. Again, don't use it at a job interview. Don't use it at work if you are in a formal situation. This is very informal. This is very slang. This is something you want to speak. It's not right on something that is very formal. Je déconne. Je déconne is that killing face. It's almost like tu m'étonnes. It's in the same family. Somebody will say something that is almost like a joke, and you'll say, oh, je déconne. I'm kidding. It's a joke. So I will make a statement that is so crazy, that is so silly, wild, and then the person will say, is that true? Oh, je déconne. Je déconne is that, oh, no, it's a joke. It's silly. This cannot be serious. So you can use it again when you want to make a joke. And instead of saying, haha, it's a joke, you'll say, well, je déconne, which means I was not being serious. So je déconne is that informal way of saying it's a joke and I'm not being serious. D'accord? So déconner by itself, déconner the verb, because it's a verb, so there's a subject. You say je déconne, tu déconnes, nous déconnons. It's a verb. The verb itself means nothing. You know, it comes from the root word of con, C-O-N, which means to be crazy, to be a little bit of a moron. So here you're using it as an extensive form, which is the subject. Je déconne. This is a joke. I'm not being serious. And then, of course, slang is about shortcut, cutting words or adding another syllable. C'est bébête. It's one that is used by a lot of the kids. It's almost a little bit childish. Again, please don't write it. It's really at the spoken language. C'est bébête will be, oh, it's really silly, it's stupid. How can this be serious? Again, oh, c'est bébête, you're making a joke. It's in the same arena as tu m'étonnes, je déconne, same family, c'est dingue. Same thing, you're making a statement, you want to say something is gross, something is disgusting. This house is disgusting, c'est dingue. This food is gross, c'est dingue. It's silly, c'est bébête. Again, very playful, very slang, very informal. You don't want to write this at school, you don't want to use this at work. It is a cultural expression of very familiarity to use with friends and family. This is not something that you want to showcase at work. And then the last one, I think it's probably my favorite one. That's why I saved it for last. Y a pas photo. Literally, y a pas photo, if you translate it, means there's no picture. And it's going to be used in a context of showcasing something that is the best, that nothing is even going to get closer. There's no competition. There's no ranking. Usually, it is used in the context of sports events. Oh, Maybe there's a race and the person who wins the race is so far ahead that you don't even need to take a replay. You don't need to take a picture to see that it's a winner. That person won first place. It's not even close. We don't need a replay. Y a pas photo. This is also a very slang expression. Please don't write it down. It's also a negative statement. Y a pas photo. That means there's no need for a picture. And I thought that was very appropriate for the name of my YouTube channel. Y a pas photo, it's fun, it's playful, and it also shows that the people I'm going to interview and the things I want to showcase in those videos are the best of the best. They're not even close. Y a pas photo is just a fun, it rolls on my tongue, and it's just playful, it's French, and it's slang, and it's very casual. So I hope that you enjoyed this little rundown of my favorite expression today. The ones, if you know me well, you know that I use all of them. Je déconne, c'est bébête, tu m'étonnes, y a pas photo. All of this, you're not going to use them in a textbook. Probably your French teachers in high school are not going to teach you those ones too. I'm sharing with you because when I talk with my friends at home, but with my family, I'm going to use them in a daily basis because slang is part of your daily life. So hopefully you guys will use this expression in a context that is cultural, that shows a little bit more mastery, and in a context that is casual and familiar. I will come back next week with my first video of Y a pas photo of my new YouTube channel, and my friend Stephanie will be our first guest. She's going to share more about tips, how to overcome anxiety and stress in a moment of uncertainty, and it will be a great way for me to also showcase wonderful people that are so inspiring to the community. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you soon in Y a pas photo.